Dallas will get it back as Phoenix turns it over. And again, Phoenix won't be mathematically eliminated with this loss. Well, this one could have been so important for them. They would have held the tiebreaker and only been 2 back with 5 to play. Put a little pressure. That's all they wanted. But that's not going to happen. Terry misses, gets his own rebound. Orlando Tucker's come in for Phoenix.
And you really wonder, as the Phoenix veterans are sitting over there on the bench, what they're really thinking about. You know, how do they see this? And not just for this year, but going forward.
Terry won't go. I mean, look at somebody like Shaquille O'Neal. For just the second time in his career, he'll miss the playoffs. And Phoenix, we've seen not only have they made the playoffs, but one of the best teams each of the last 4 years. You thought they had a shot to win the West as Antoine Wright called for a carry. But they'll be on the outside watching at home. With 8:36 remaining here in the fourth. A long, long afternoon for the Phoenix Suns.
Thanks for watching ESPN.
Wade could win a whole series by himself. He did it in their championship series against Dallas. It wasn't like he had a lot of help in that series. He went 4 straight games, one of the best 4-game stretches of all time. Houston, I believe, can get to the Western Conference Finals.
Not a chance. And Mike, do me a favor. Do a better job at running the point.
No, I like to let him ramble. Tucker throws it in.
And how can you argue with the Pistons' success against the Magic the last 3 years?
What would be interesting if you and I just stopped talking for the rest of the game to see what he'd come out with.
I can't. What did I do so wrong today?
Antoine Wright. No, nothing.
This guy said one sleeper. You say I have 3.
He did not.
Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, we just asked for a sleeper. 1 sleeper.
And you did it so well in the pregame meeting. You gave us 1 sleeper.
Right.
The lights come on and you just go crazy.
Man's greatest right is the right to change his mind. I changed my mind.
Correa misses. Tucker the rebound. Meanwhile, you look at Cleveland. Cleveland had a very good victory today. They beat San Antonio as Lopez misfired, but had those bad losses, couple in a row. In terms of finishing a season strong, how important is it? We've seen some teams lose 5 in a row to end the season, and all of a sudden they're great in the playoffs. Is it important to go in playing well?
Well, to me, it's very important. Any team that I've been on that had success in the postseason, we pretty much finished the season off the right way. If you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's crucial because this is a team that really haven't done anything. So their mindset should be, let's finish this thing off the right way.
Carroll's shot was good. We've seen a lot of funky results in the last couple of weeks. Sometimes it's, you're looking ahead to the playoffs, and I know you have to keep you focused, but sometimes you can't get a good barometer down the last week of the regular season.
Right, I think sometimes you want to be healthy and you want to be playing well, because you have less time to prepare for your first round series than you used to. You used to have 4 or 5 days off. Now, basically, the season ends on a Wednesday. Games start on Saturday. You've got to be right and ready, particularly the home team. You can't ease into a series and lose home court advantage that you worked so hard for in Game 1.
Well, it certainly what makes it a little easier is the fans applaud the all-out hustle from the reserves, despite the fact that they're up by 35. It is now with the first round being the best of 7. Bad pass from Wright. Dudley the drive. He's hit. Now we'll go to the line. They look at the Mavs right now, stay in the 8th spot, but as we've been saying, only 1 game back of Utah, and they've got the 4 home games. Now the 4 home games are tough. They play Utah, New Orleans, Houston, and then Minnesota. Minnesota, obviously not that tough a game. And the 1 road game is New Orleans, so it's a difficult schedule for Rick Carlisle. And his mantra has been, hey, let's just get in and put some pressure on someone. And if they get into the 7th seed, whether they face San Antonio, whether they face Denver and play the 2nd seed, they can put pressure on someone.
Well, Denver swept them this year, but they would have a legitimate chance, because you could say in any one series, Dirk Nowitzki can be the best player on the floor. And then you supplement that with Jason Kidd's abilities, Jason Terry's abilities.
Well, that's exactly what Carlisle says. We have one great player in Dirk, and we have
Mike, you talk about the Cavs too. The main thing you want to do in order to be an elite team in this league is to take care of business at home. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers have certainly taken that to a whole new level.
Foul away from the ball. Now, Dallas, as it's obvious they will, hold on and win this one. Their magic number to clinch the final playoff spot will be 1, because this victory gives them a 3-1 tiebreaker edge against Phoenix. They would have to lose all their games, lose their final 5, and Phoenix would have to win their final 5 for them to fall out of the playoffs. Dragic nails the three-pointer.
I think it's okay to say it's a wrap, man. If that's the case, it's okay to say it's over.
Did your man Yogi want to say something?
I'm trying to get an amen from my partner.
Oh, it was amen in the first half. Okay, if you give up 81 and a half.
Well, they gave up 39 in the first quarter. That was pretty bad.
Well, think about it. If that happened, you basically have said it's over too by your actions. You know, they'll come out and say, well, you know, everyone knows the right thing to say in the NBA now, right? So they all say the right thing. They'll say all the right things. But on the floor today, when it mattered, they didn't do all the right things that it takes to win.
Pass stolen by Carroll. Matt Carroll, a late season pickup from Charlotte, along with Ryan Hollins. Both have seen a little playing time. Antoine Wright, one of a number of guys that has been a starter at the 2 guard. That's been a problem spot for Rick Carlisle to get consistency out of there. He's had 5 different guys start at the 2 guard. As Wright drives, nice move from Wright. One of the players obtained in the Jason Kidd, Devin Harris deal. And this ties a season high for Dallas with 128 points, and there's still 4 minutes to play. Tucker. Well, the reserves are going to get a lot of playing time here on national television. Amundsen, bad pass.
You know, the funny thing in the first half, watching the bad defense, knowing Coach Van Gundy, I could see him get sick, physically sick. Knowing him so well, I knew it was bothering him to watch the bad effort on the defensive end.
You know what? It's just intriguing to me that, listen, anybody can have bad games. Every team goes through it, and also games where you give very little effort, okay? For whatever reason, a long season. But this would not be the time for that. You have supposedly a very prideful Phoenix team that's experienced success before, and they have to know that there's a certain level of energy and effort and focus and technique that goes into playing championship basketball, and to not even approach those standards, I don't know if there's an explanation, or I know there's not a good explanation.
Well, it's been a problem on the road all season long, but they've also had some bad home losses as well. But especially on the road, they're 16-21 on the road. As we mentioned, they've lost 8 of their last 9 road games. This will make 9 of 10.
And actually, Mike, to me, I agree with you. But 16-21 is still doable if you're that dominant home team that they had been in the past. But, you know, so it's not just one segment. Hey, they're in a 9-team Western Conference. They didn't get it done. And there needs be a lot of reevaluation of what just went wrong. Because it's a laundry list of things.
Places on earth, New York City's second precinct. For these cops, it's never business as usual. They enforce the law, no matter how unusual it gets. The Unusual season premiere Wednesday at 10, 9 Central, right after a new loss on ABC. Lost in the Unusuals. 130-101, a season high points for Dallas. And just a terrific victory. A lot of the fans have left this game has been a blowout. Closest Phoenix has been in the second half is 19. There's never a contest as Lopez comes up short, goes back up and banks it in.
There's a guy whose brother has done an outstanding job as a rookie center for the New Jersey Nets.
Hollins gets it inside. Hollins tries to stuff it in. He gets fouled. A couple of big games tonight. We expect to be a lot more competitive. The Women's NCAA Basketball Championship continues. The Final Four on ESPN. First game at 7 Eastern. Louisville against Oklahoma. And then can Stanford beat Connecticut again? UConn and Gino Auriemma's Huskies, #1 and undefeated. ESPN, the exclusive home of Women's NCAA Championship. Here's Hollins. Hollins was saying when he got traded from Charlotte, it was a little bittersweet. He liked the idea that he had an opportunity to play here in Dallas, but he was saying before the game he hated leaving Larry Brown. That Larry Brown made such an impression on him. He couldn't believe that a Hall of Fame coach would spend so much time working before practice, after practice. He said one time they got home after a game, and Brown